It honestly doesn't feel real. Zuko being a part of your little team, even after all he's done to not only the others, but to you as well. Although you and the others don't really have any other choice but to have him be a part of your little group, Sozin's comet is just a few months away, and Aang has to master firebending so that he can finally put an end to the war by defeating Fire Lord Ozai. You let out a soft, irritated groan as you toss and turn in your sleeping bag, unable to fall asleep. Not wanting to wake the others, you decide that it'd be best to go on a little walk, hoping that it'll clear your mind so that you can at least get some sleep. You guess that with everything that happened with Zuko joining the group has your brain on overdrive. To you, it's so weird having him around after so long, especially after what had happened in the Crystal Cave back in Ba Sing Se. Since he's joined your little group, you've tried your best to avoid him as much as possible. You know that sooner or later he's going to come to you and confront you about it. With that thought, you slowly slip out of your sleeping bag, your gaze looking over the others who are sleeping peacefully as you slowly make your way to the staircase that leads into the main part of the temple. You've been exploring the temple for a little while now, and have come to a ledge that looks over the ravine. Looking up at the full moon above you, you let out a sigh, closing your eyes at the feeling of the breeze blowing through your hair. It's quiet for a moment, but then you hear quiet footsteps coming towards you. Figuring that it's Sokka or Katara wondering as to why you're awake in the middle of the night, you open your eyes and turn to see a figure walking towards you. Realizing that it's not Katara or Sokka, your eyes widen at the sight of Zuko as he steps out into the moonlight, his golden eyes staring into your eye-colored ones, at least until you look away. "What are you doing up, Zuko?" you ask, your gaze returning to the moon again. "I was about to ask you the same thing," he replies, which makes you roll your eyes. "Can't sleep?" he questions after a moment, taking a few steps closer to you, which causes you to take a couple of steps away from him, your body tense. "Yeah, you could say that," you answer quietly, not really knowing what else to say to him in response to his question. "Yeah, me neither," he agrees after a moment, and you see him looking up at the moon from the corner of your eye. "And why's that?" you ask, genuinely curious. "Because, well, it's because of what I did to you back in Ba Sing Se," he answers hesitantly. That makes your eyes widen and your body to tense up at the memory. "Not only that, but when I returned home, I tried to forget about you by replacing you." "Replace you?" Those two words cause your body to tense up even more as you know exactly who he had tried to replace you with after he had returned to the Fire Nation. May. The girl with the throwing knives you and the others had run into a couple of times along with Azula and Ty Lee. "Why, he says, his voice cracking as he says your name, which causes you to turn to him, seeing that he's already looking at you. I'm sorry," he continues, tears streaming down his face. I don't know why I did it, what I did to you." "Zuko," you begin, but he interrupts you. "I regret doing what I did to you every single day." At his words, a single tear slips down your cheek at the memory of what had happened in the catacombs underneath the Earth King. At his words, a single tear slips down your cheek at the memory of what had happened in the catacombs underneath the Earth King's palace in Ba Sing Se, and Zuko doesn't hesitate to swipe it away with his thumb, causing you to flinch slightly. "Zuko, I can't forgive you for what you did to me in Ba Sing Se," you begin as you look up at the moon again, not wanting to look at him at the moment because you know that if you do, you wouldn't be able to say what you're going to say. "Why, he begins to protest, but you cut him off, knowing exactly what he'll say. "Not yet, at least." It's silent between the two of you for what feels like an eternity, and you know that Zuko's looking at you, but you don't want to see his facial expression. You let out a tired sigh, feeling the need for sleep finally reach you. "I'm going back to bed," you state as you start to walk away from him, your gaze still avoiding him at all costs. You should do the same since I know you begin training Aang tomorrow. You're about to make your way up the stairs that lead back into the temple when Zuko calls out for you again, causing you to stop mid-step. From the way his voice cracked, you can tell that he's crying again. What do I have to do for you to forgive me fully? At his question, you close your eyes with a gentle sigh. You knew that he was going to ask you that. You open your eyes again after a moment before slowly turning to face him again. Prove that you're sorry by gaining not only my trust, but everyone else's, you answer. Then, and only then, is when I'll forgive you. With that, you turn away from him, making your way up the stairs and back into the temple, not letting him say anything else in reply to what you had said.